So I have this friend who just finished NYSC and he's been looking for what to do with his life. And he has a problem which keeps hampering him. It's his esteem, his self-esteem. And he has had so many interventions from his priests to even with his friends, even to seminars, but yet he just can't seem to shake it off. It keeps hampering his development and the development of a lot of other people. And it is not as talked about as it should be. Today on this program, we'll be discussing inferiority complex. And of course, I didn't come alone. Chima did not come alone. I always come with my goons. How you guys may
We're good, we're good.
I'm not a goon.
Sorry, ma.
I'm a goon. I'm a proud goon. Thank you.
Chopper from there.
How are you, Chima?
You eventually win over to
I am not a
us,
goon. I refuse to be a goon.
Okay.
I'm a fine girl. Okay, now.
It's good to have you guys here, and I hope we're going to do justice to this topic today.
Yes, inferiority complex. It's a very important topic to trash. So.
All right, so stick with us, guys. We'll talk more about this topic when we return.
Is God calling you to support His ministry? Assist the Society for Vocation Support in training future Dominican priests and brothers. Donations can be made to the following account details on your screen. For more information, call the following numbers.
Catholic Faith Forum on TV.
Welcome back to the show, guys, and we're talking inferiority complex and how to deal with it today on the show. And like I said, it's something that's not really as talked about because people don't really know much about it. They just see people as having low esteems and all of that, but all this stem from inferiority complex. Well, first of all, we need to know what complexes are. Complexes are feelings, emotions that are developed over time and they center around a certain theme. For example, a sprinter or an actor who is very good at his craft, and then people praise him for it and he gets the necessary accolades. The person can decide to become a god.
So it gets to his head technically.
Himself.
But does he really mean that complexes are only when people have something they can do, like an ability? And I'm so good at this thing, then because of I'm so good, I just have that complex. I am there. I don't
think it's just about abilities, because even about statuses, you see some people that actually feel inferior to people that have stuff. Like your pants are awesome. I would say,
thank you.
No, so if I wear this thing, it won't fit me, but it's fitting. Why is it fitting and not fitting me?
And then you start feeling bad about yourself.
As in the smallest of things, people have complexes for the smallest of things.
So it's
not
really
about
weird. An ability, but several things.
Exactly, and it's from this that inferiority complex actually stems from. Because when you feel down about someone's ability to do stuff that you can't do, or someone's possession of stuff that you can't have, then you feel inferior to that person. And inferiority complex is defined as a lack of self-worth, basically.
That's a very sad thing to have.
Lack of self-worth. Yeah.
Like imagine having no self-worth. Like you don't believe in yourself, you don't have confidence, you don't
intimidated
easily. Like it's really, really sad. And I know a lot of people are actually struggling with this.
Yes.
But I can relate because I know people.
But do you think people with this what I call it a syndrome or this complex, do you think that they actually know that they feel that way?
I don't think they know that they actually have low self-esteem.
They're just like normal people that just, well, it's people that me looking
at
you,
I can see them. Like if I see you, like we're in a crowd, and then I see, notice maybe if one fine girl comes in all dressed, looking flashy, and then you just retreat into your shell, and then you become so quiet, and you were lively and interesting, but I'll just notice that, okay, you're probably intimidated by that person.
That person's presence.
A lot of people are like that.
Yeah, and sometimes it can stem from this thing called the bottom line syndrome.
Okay.
Like, for example, as children growing up, many of us had things that we wanted to be. Many of us did things as well.
Yes.
And sometimes we expected praise, we expected accolades, we expected our parents to love us, and then we didn't really get what we wanted. Sometimes we got instead of getting their praise, we got their harsh words and all of that. Maybe amongst our siblings, we were probably the most tacky, and then instead of getting encouragement, we were getting harsh words and stare downs. And then this builds up over time, and then this becomes a bottom line that we use to judge ourselves with other people.
Yeah, you just feel you're not worthy of anything, you're not good enough.
But do you think people can change
how?
Time? Because what you just said now, sometimes you need someone to tell you, okay, you're doing this well. I remember when I was growing as a child.
Yeah.
I used to have this feeling of when I'm around my mates and all, I don't really speak much.
Okay.
Not because I'm afraid of saying something or afraid of people laughing at me, but I just feel those people are somewhere in my mind. I'm saying this now, like
now
I just feel somewhere that I just feel somewhere that somewhere in my mind that these people are actually braver than I am, bolder than I am. So when I do things, I retreat, like you said.
So you're a bit intimidated by others.
By their being outspoken, saying something that I cannot say. Then I just feel, oh, this person, or the way they dress.
I think you just lack confidence.
Do you understand? That was, I'm saying, do people change over time, or is something that
I think some people do. Like you see some, like let me give this example of people that when we're in primary school were really not so good looking, let me put it that way. And then they grew up into their bodies, and then secondary school, university, and they became really, really good looking, and then it gives them a kind of confidence boost. You can notice that, okay, those ones that were, they were definitely shining
themselves better.
Exactly. So I think people change, even character-wise. Like when you get more exposure, you know, life has taught you lessons. You actually get better over time, and then all these insecurities you had when you were younger, they actually just fade away. Yeah,
but the dangers of inferiority complex are many because when people see themselves as less, they tend to go more into their shell and they start being untrusting.
I don't think
you understand?
No, I don't think
a lot of people tend to actually. It's not like it's a general thing.
Okay,
but a lot of people tend to.
There's a way I like to classify inferiority complex, and it's I think it's a two-way thing. Okay. The person feeling inferior has that complex. The person also feeling superior has that complex. To me, I feel people that always think that your idea, what you're saying doesn't matter, those ones feel inferior. Then those people that they are unable to speak and they feel intimidated, they also feel inferior. So I think it's a two-way thing for me.
No, I mean, I feel that the people feeling looking down on everybody, I think that's a superiority complex to me. Because there are a lot of people, they just feel they are above it all. Everybody's beneath them.
And she is saying it's a form of inferiority.
Okay, I'm saying it's a form of
like a defense
mechanism.
Somebody you're answerable
to. A defense mechanism, yes.
Yeah, exactly. There's always someone you're answerable to. There's always somebody that puts you in your place.
In your place.
Yeah.
So if you feel that way, even if you feel so superior, I feel there's somebody that just puts you in your shell. So I think it's a defense mechanism for them not to feel that way. So they have to do it to other people who they feel better than.
Exactly, so and this defense mechanism brings about a psychoanalysis tool that they call social deception these days. That when they make things that are wrong seem to be right. By warping the mindset of people.
The world is like that at the moment.
The world is
so
like that.
Can you shed more light on that?
A lot of things have happened. For example, let's use stealing for as an instance. First thing, a thief who has been chastised or who has been looked down upon, and then because of his inferiority complex, you understand, the person decides to now make it seem like he wants to be all defensive and everything, and then decides to shock the world by saying stealing is normal. Everybody becomes shocked. Then there's outrage expressed. And then as time goes on, it becomes a discussion. People start looking at them, well,
could it be?
Could it be? Could it not be? And then when it becomes a discussion, people start tolerating it. People start tolerating it that, okay, some people like to steal. Well, if he steals, as far as it's not stealing,
what you're saying is these people just need validation.
They just need validation. So they try to engineer this social deception, and then everybody's mindset is warped. And then after the toleration, people accept it. Like, okay, he's a thief. We know him as a thief. That's just how he is. But it is wrong.
Yeah.
You should actually caution that person, help that person grow,
Definitely.
help that person
Point
become
it out.
better.
Not just ignore it.
Not just ignore it.
And you know, sometimes these things hide. Your inferiority complex might not really show when some sections in your life or some stages it will show. Like, I have a friend, or not my friend, someone that I know. She's someone that ordinarily she wouldn't talk to you. Like, she doesn't have that
confidence.
That confidence to speak in public, to even say ABC and be confident. But on social media, she's a lion. She's so wild.
Warrior.
Because there's a wall now, so nobody's actually seeing her.
If you watch her video, you think, oh my God, this girl, she's so outspoken. She knows how to do this. She knows how to do that. But if you see her in person, it's not about being shy. You just know that this person feels inferior because in the midst of everybody, she's entering. You see it visibly. In class, she's just in a shell. She doesn't talk to people. Doesn't come to class because of that. And again, I feel people that also like do things to their body, maybe like bleach, also have this inferiority complex. Because they feel people that are light skin tend to get all the attention, so they want that attention on themselves.
I agree with you on that. People that bleach, definitely, because you feel like your skin is not good enough. And my face is not good enough. I need to change my nose. My nose now is big, I know. I now say, okay, yes, my nose is too big. I need to go and cut it down and now go and do some plastic surgery and have one cute, like, nose. Like
everybody
nose,
should just know that we are beautifully and wonderfully
made.
Your nose big, your eyes large, your head, you're wonderfully made. You're beautiful.
But you can change actually, because there are some things that might not necessarily be good, but you have to give it up. So you don't have to accept and then force your complex down on us, on our throats, and make everything go warped. So how do we tackle these things? What do you think people can do to phase out inferiority complex?
You know, first of all, you need to accept that, like in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 to 27, God said he made us in his image and likeness. We are made in the image and likeness of God. So I don't see why you should feel that you're inferior in any way. But your talents, your gifts, your personality, everything about you is a reflection of God. So how can God be inferior?
Exactly.
So you have no right to feel inferior. You are worth something. Your life is valuable. You are valuable.
I mean, Christ died on the cross now. He couldn't have died for someone inferior if he didn't see you as something. Christ couldn't have died for us if we didn't see us as something.
And people should just learn how to, I think, like what you said, accept yourself the way you are. If you're able to do that, I think you should be fine. And you should learn how to, even if you don't know how to say all the words when people are talking or you feel intimidated, there's something about people don't know, people should not tell from your face that you're uncomfortable with some certain situations. I feel so, because everybody has that inward feeling of intimidation. So I would say somebody out there has intimidated you some way
at one point or the other.
Maybe the way they speak, oh my God, this person is so brilliant. Yeah, I see the dressing. But you shouldn't make it show on your face. Learn to control yourself, and that self-control is really, really, really needed.
I think no matter how much you feel you're lacking, you have something. You have something. Everybody has something. There's something about you that is unique. There's something about you that's interesting. So hold on to that and shine.
All right, guys, we'll be right back to discuss more on this topic. But first, we have to go to the streets, because, you know, we always like to come to you guys. It is you guys that make us come here every Sunday to discuss this. So we'd like to take your opinions from the streets, see what you guys have to say, and then we'll finish this topic. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Catholic Faith Forum on TV.
Inferiority complex is when someone is not so sure of themselves, they think they're not good enough, and you need to look for your positive strengths, what you're good at, and let that part of you shine. Also, family members, friends could also help by helping to boost that person's confidence by talking up on their good strengths rather than talking down on their bad strengths. So everybody can't be perfect in all. And when you're sure of your strong point, I think it would help cut down your inferiority complex, so to say.
Inferiority complex is there as old as man. And when we talk about inferiority complex, we talk about the stroke of birth, where it's originating from. A woman who has had 5 girls and is hoping to have a masculine gender, and unfortunately being pregnant for the 6th one, and she now sees another female. She sighs, you know, oh, why me? What is all this? She feels empty within her. Even when breastfeeding the baby, she will remove her face because the baby is not wanted, it's not regarded. So this girl child grows up to be inferior. Unlike when you are expecting a particular gender, and the boy comes up and you say, the boy now arrives, you say, the boy now says, oh, I'm the best, mommy say I'm the best. That's superiority complex. In this case, it's inferiority complex. You see, we have 4 strokes of birth. We have, I am okay, you are okay. We have, I am okay, you are not okay, superiority complex. We have, I am not okay, you are okay, inferiority complex. We have, I am not okay, you are not okay. These are sadistic people. The mother deliver them without knowing, maybe taking pills, and unfortunately they come up. So Inferiority complex is part of us. It has come to stay. The inferiority complex and the faith. It's a big issue because man is a chooser. He chooses what he wants and refuses what he does not want. Even refusing to choose is a choice. So, an individual who goes to church and cannot be able to choose to worship his own faith, like now we are the Catholicism all over the world. They are talking about Lenten period, almsgiving, fasting and prayer. And this person will be undecisive. Do I do this? Do I go on fasting? Do I go to another church? Do I go and seek for oracle? Do I go and look for my destiny? Do I go to white the garment church? So, it's not favorable at all. Such a person needs a counseling psychologist to come to his aid. Such a person needs a priest, a clergy, to clarify all these things. Remember, before we can solve this problem, we'll have to go back to the stroke of birth and start counseling the individual that even if you are 7 girls, you are the 7th girl child, you're still a human being. You have a right, you have a legitimate, you have integrity, you have everything. You are dignified in your own makeup to choose to go ahead in life. You are just okay. The best counselor is self. You talk to yourself. I am okay. I am okay. I will come out from this darkness. Start thinking of loving yourself first. Love yourself. Make yourself okay. Do all those things that make you to be happy. Internal peace. Remember, there is no absolutism in life. That thing that makes you happy, does it make other people happy too? If it doesn't, then you are infringing on their happiness. Therefore, go on, kneel down, pray to your Creator, go to Mother Mary, Our Lady of Perpetual Help. That wine that finished at the wedding in Canaan, is anything. That wine means complex has finished, superiority complex has finished, dignified human being has finished. Pray so that the wine will be changed, and then you come up with a dignified self human being and worship your God and be happy. The ultimate is to see your Creator at the end. God bless you.
Is God calling you to support His ministry? Assist the Society for Vocation Support in the training of future Dominican priests and brothers. Donations can be made to the following account details on your screen. For more information, please call the following numbers.
Catholic Faith Forum on TV.
Welcome back to the show. How does inferiority complex affect our faith? So how does it affect our faith?
And it affects us in so many ways. First of all, the confidence to practice your faith can be, if you don't have the confidence to practice your faith, it's a huge deal, because that technically that doesn't make, it makes you not believe, how would I put it? It makes you not to be a full Christian, because if you're not practicing your faith,
then
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yes. And also, okay, you can.
Also, what I want to say, like sometimes you have things to say, like what she said, you won't practice, not by practicing, but also you might not be able to preach to people. You might be on the bus, going to work or school, and then you have things to say to people, but because of that fear, that inferiority complex, what if I say, would they shut me down? Would they tell me to get off the bus or tell me to get out? So you don't talk because you're now feeling you're discouraged, like inferior.
Like you can't, yeah.
So it makes us unable to talk about God to people. You're afraid to preach to God, preach the word of God to people.
And yeah, I believe it also makes us conformers. You understand? Like,
yeah,
exactly.
It makes us conformers because you can't do what you're supposed to do as a Christian when you have inferiority complex, because you want to blend in.
Even when you see something going wrong, you can't say anything. You won't say anything because
then
you are
just
too
be
scared.
like, if you can't beat them, join them. But you're supposed to beat them because you're supposed to beat them with the word.
And even as Catholics, well, because of inferiority complex, you might be shy, like use that word, to even talk to people about Catholicism, like talk to people about the Catholic Church, to tell people about the Mother Mary. I know many Catholics today that wouldn't like to open their mouth to talk about the Mother Mary to other people, because they'll be like, if I say it, they'll say, if I talk about
this one has come again.
Or talk about certain things in the church, like, oh, they say I'm worshiping this thing. talk about it. Even if people tell you this, you just have to say what you have to say about it.
Exactly. Another thing too is sin plays a vital role.
Yes, it does.
Sin plays a vital role because even within the church and outside the church, when you live a life of sin, a lot of times our beings become very sad that we cannot even open up to people in the church.
True.
You understand? In an arena of worship, you find out that you're praying less because you feel like you are the dirtiest person.
You feel so guilty.
You're the dirtiest person in the room. And the Catechism of the Catholic Church has something to say about this. In paragraph 1700, it says, the dignity of the human person is rooted in his creation in the image and likeness of God. And with the help of grace, they grow in virtue, avoid sin, and if they sin, they entrust themselves, as did the prodigal son, to the mercy of our Father in heaven. And in this way, they can attain the perfection of charity. When you sin, it shouldn't be something that will bring you down.
Yes.
Or intimidate you. You should know that you should entrust yourself to the care of God the Father, because he sees all, he knows all. He even knows when you committed the sin. So why not just say sorry and live your life as a Christian?
Don't make your sin make you feel inferior and pull you away from God. Because if you let that happen, the devil has won. Honestly. So once you sin, come back to God. Go for confession. And trust me, you will feel so much better once you confess your sins and you let it go.
A lot better, actually.
You get your confidence back and you'll be back on track. So.
Yes, and for those who have inferiority complexes about their bodies, about their lives, about their feelings, the Bible also tells us the Bible paints a scenario in 1 Samuel chapter 6, verse 16, verse 7, when Samuel was sent to the house of Jesse to pick out the new king of Israel. He saw everyone, he didn't see David, and even when he saw David, he thought that David was too little, too
because
inferior.
all the brothers were all huge and big.
Not by the body size.
It's not by your body size.
Tall, big, they have so much courage.
It's not by confidence, it's not by body size, it's not by dressing, it's not by swagger. You are perfect. And God told Samuel that do not look on his appearance. That's the brother who Samuel picked. Do not look on his appearance, on the height of his stature, because for the Lord sees as not as man sees, because man looks on the outward of appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. So God knows what is in our heart. If your heart is pure, then you have no need, you have no reason, you have no point to feel inferior.
Yes.
We also have another example from the Songs of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 7, where he said that altogether we're beautiful and there is no flaw in you. We have countless reassurances from the Bible that tells us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So without reason, we shouldn't feel inferior.
You can even dwell on that passage alone. Altogether you are beautiful. Altogether, despite whatever, if you are short, if you are tall, if you are fat, if you are slim, if your nose is big like my own, if your head is big, if you are growing fat like Chima too.
Stop saying that.
Please eat well, don't mind.
No, but don't kill yourself with food.
Yeah, that one self day, because in case your inferiority complex can lead you to bad habits as well. So you see how dangerous it could be. So all we're saying on this show today is talk about it. Nip all those thoughts in the bud. Do not let them become a part of you. Reject your bottom line. Identify it first and then reject your bottom line, and then you see how better you become. Inferiority complex is not something that should hamper your development.
At all.
You should grow every day in faith, in hope, in love, and you should be able to proclaim Christ wherever you are, and proclaim yourself too, because if you don't become an ambassador of yourself, no one will for you. So thank you for staying with us on this show today. It's been really lovely talking about inferiority complex and trashing it out with you guys. We hope to see you guys next week. And May, do you have anything to say?
Yes, think positively, always. Believe in yourself, because you are amazing.
Yeah, I just have to say, I have a little trick for people. It works for me and some other people. Face your mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful, you're brave, you're brilliant, intelligent, you're wise. And take a selfie on the road, actually. It helps you forget about people. Take a selfie on the road, not in your room, outside.
When the car is going to cross.
No, I used stay on the main road, or not on the express, like in public. That's what I meant.
Thank you guys for sticking with us. It's been lovely. And if you have other things to contribute, you can always hit us up on our social media handles. The handle is below at CFF on TV. Until we come your way next time, keep being saints in
jeans and shirts.
Bye.
It go be.
It go be.
Really.